Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D 4X as I often do on the weekends. That is 2D 4X game creation I'm doing in Godot .Net, which is the C# version. Whoops, clicking this thing as I do on my other screen every time I start a stream. Yesterday I streamed and we were working on making, let's bring this thing up over here. This not production is needed, but goods produced. We were working on that, and I was just basically just spinning my wheels yesterday, the whole day, just spinning my wheels. It was quite miserable. It was a terrible stream. I gotta start some music that you guys can't hear. Let's hope it's not too loud. So I was thinking, let's not even continue working on that today. We're waiting on Godot 4.4 Dev 3 anyways. And this next part, it's a prioritize button that's up here. If we go to our county improvement here, well, we don't have it yet. you have to build one. Once it's built or in construction, we got to put this prioritize button so that it works. And I was thinking about the code there for a second, and I was like, oh, we don't need it in this certain part, but whatever. We don't need some certain code to certain things. Man, my thing doesn't seem like it's working. I'm gonna do a test. I'm gonna do a test thing over here. Hello, and then we gotta go over here and make sure it appeared. It did. Okay, and it's not backwards. Every once in a while, it's backwards. I haven't figured out why it does that. But anyways, hopefully this stream's gonna be a lot more focused than last time. So we're gonna do this prioritize button while we wait. You know what was funny is I was like, why didn't I work on one of my other games, stream one of my other games while I wait for this Dev 3 to come out? I mean, I don't have to have the Dev 3. It just has exactly what I need in it to make my life easier. We could go around it. We could do it without it, but we got to do this prioritize button anyway. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we need to add is in our county improvement data here, which is growing quite quickly. We need a prioritized bool. A bool that is prioritized. And probably, let's look where this thing is. It's above the description and stuff. So let's put it right here. I guess we'll export it. Actually, we're not going to export it, and it's going to be public. Bool prioritize. Then we got to put it down here into this ship box. That's what I'm calling this from now on, is the ship box. Name, texture, description. Is that the same order as up here? That seems backwards. Description. This needs to be up one. It is. Wonder why I put it in that order. That seems like a strange upside down order. So we'll put it right here. And this is just used for when we make a copy of this. We had to do it this way for some reason. It's terrible and I hate it, but we have to. And I keep forgetting to add this down here when we add something, and then things don't work and blah, blah, blah. But there we go. We did that. So then we need to link. We need a thing in here. It's going to be under here. Man, this thing is turning to garbage too. We're going to put this all into ChatGPT once we get it figured out, this big switch, and then let's see what ChatGPT says. Because sometimes ChatGPT has like really good ideas for optimizing code. Sometimes it doesn't. With C# stuff, it seems to be okay because it has a lot of stuff on the internet that it's stolen, to get its information. But over here, we're going to put public. Actually, private. No, it's going to be public. I think it's going to be private because we don't need to have anything else access this. We'll just have the button. the checkbox prioritize prioritize prioritize. Let's hope I'm spelling that right. Okay, so this is going to be linked. We're going to actually call this checkbox. Checkbox. This is going to be linked with a signal for when it's checked. So it's going to make the county improvement data prioritize equal the opposite. We need a exclamation point here. I didn't know that you could do this for the longest time with the bool until literally like a couple of months ago. I don't remember if someone in chat told me or if ChatGPT said, "Why don't you just do this?" And I use it all the time. I'm like, this is so you can just it just make it. All this does is makes it the opposite of whatever it was before. So when we click this button, it will just make it the opposite. You know, I guess as long as this is, you know, correct, which just makes me think it could be wrong. We just got to make sure that that's correct, that it's the same thing. And actually, we got to put in here. We'll put we'll just put a update prioritize checkbox, and then we'll create one of these. And I think, you know, what we could do, prioritize checkbox dot toggled. I can't remember if this is the toggle. We can look here. Whoops. We can look over here. I don't know why this is separate. So toggle mode is what we want. So we want button pressed. Yeah, and we can see it happening right there. Toggle mode, I think, makes it so, yeah, this is more like a button. We want toggle mode, so we want button pressed. And then we'll be like, I think, get the fuck out of here. Button press equals, I think we can just go like that. And so it just equals whatever this is. So if prioritize is yes, then this is yes. I think that's all we have to do. Now what the fuck am I doing? Okay. God damn, this Switch is out of control. That's going to be the opposite of that when you check that. Is that all we need to do? That's all we need to do for that part. Let's run this and test it. That it? I think that's all we need to do. Oh, we didn't connect this signal. Node. It is going to be, I guess, pressed. Pick. Prioritize checkbox. And then what we'll do in here, we'll GD print prioritized. And then we'll just put in this thing. And then we'll do this. And we want toggle to be toggled. So that's what we got there. I'm gonna have to put in a Godot issue, and maybe somebody will point out what that problem is. So we can go into construction, we hit yes. So prioritize is true, prioritize is false. Let's leave that as marked. Let's leave that marked. Let's close this. Let's reopen it. It's still marked. because it blows all this shit away and then recreates it uh, when you close this. So it destroys all that and then it recreates it. So we had to make sure that this was right. Let's just turn it off again and see. All right, so that looks right. And then we'll go over to how that, so this is under the county level. This is so weird that this is here. I wonder why it's here. Check if it has enough food. If not, build a food building. Build improvement. Find county improvement of type. What is this in the county AI? Yeah, I don't know why this is here. Why it wouldn't be the AI is we're gonna have to figure out a way to have the AI use prioritize as well. We're gonna have to rewrite. We're gonna have to go through basically. Let me pull up my GitHub here. I didn't pull it up before I started. We're gonna have to put some notes in here for how we want this to work. So basically what we need is, I'm clicking all sorts of stuff on my other monitor here. So basically what we're going to need to do, where is this? Faction AI. Let's put it under Factions AI, because it is at the faction level. Get rid of the faction array, add a faction panel for player. This is factions. Make the leader of the faction have personality. Storage they need. Prioritize buildings. Prioritize county improvements. I keep calling them buildings. They're officially yeah, they need to be able to move tokens. So there's when we get to this is going to be it's going to be hard to do, for my skill level, but it's also going to be kind of fun getting the AI to actually to do more than just, right now the AI just builds buildings. It's pretty much just for testing. But we're going to change around how that works too. Okay, so I don't know why this is up in that particular spot. I feel like this should be at the beginning of the day on day start. The county AI should be doing this stuff. But this is unimportant to what we're currently doing. Maybe I'll make a copy of this and put it over here as something that we need to check on. Like, why isn't this in the spot where it should be? Yeah, we'll add an item. Why isn't in day start instead of end of day? There's probably a reason why it's there, but it should. I want shit to be like where it's supposed to be, so it's easy to find. Like, this is in some weird spot. And we'll put this. Come on. Right there, I guess. All right, so what we want to do, because this is for the player once again, but we do want it to apply. It's going to go through every county and do this. And so once we have it set up, like it's going to, if the AI checks it, it will work the same way. So we have this check for idle. This is going to put all of the idle people on a list. So what we want to do, though, is if you prioritize a building, I was thinking about this before I started streaming. So if you click this prioritize button, what we want it to do is fire everyone, basically, and we want it to go through the list and fire the people, reassign the people who the top 5 constructors, basically. They'll be taken off the top 5, and this is at the construction phase, because there's also a prioritize button that's in the worker phase. So if there are things under construction, if its status is under construction, and you have prioritize checked, it needs to go through the list of people, regardless if they're working or not, and reassign them to here. And that's kind of not how it, well, currently it works in a different way. It looks for people who are unemployed first only. And that's what this check for idle. We should probably rename this. I'm going to rename this to find idle. Find idle population. Okay. Get all the idle people and put them in a list for the next methods. So before we do this, though, we need to put in the prioritize thing. Assign people to the prioritized building, county improvements. And we should have this set so it doesn't matter if it's building, or if it's being built. So what we're going to do, it's always going to look for construction first. So if you have 2 buildings checked, one's a construction building and it's prioritized, and you have one that's a building where you want workers, it's going to check the construction one first. I don't think there's a way to do it easily, and you're going to want to just prioritize things less. You'll want to put less prioritize if this becomes an issue. So I guess we'll put this in county data since everything else is there. I'm beginning to think, though, maybe we don't want that. We should start splitting. I'm not beginning to think. I've been saying this for a while. What did I call these things? Check. I'm going to call it assign people to prioritized improvements. Look at that. Look at that method name. It's fucking incredible. Whoops. Well, not whoops. But we don't want this to be internal. We want this to be public. I don't know what the internal thing means. But my skill level. Okay, so let's go back to our idle list, because it's going to be very similar to this. It's going to go through here, and it looks to see if they're idle, and then it looks to see if their check will work loyalty, and then it checks for perks. I just thought of something. I wonder if we should have it. So, does prioritize take people off research too? Like, how powerful? How's it going? How powerful is prioritize? Is basically what we're thinking here. Because we can actually make this find idle population. We can change this to find workers or something, and we can just put in a thing here. I'm doing pretty good to answer your question, except I have to go to the bathroom again. God damn it. Too much ice cream. Once a month I get a bunch of ice cream, and it's that time of the month where I get a bunch of ice cream. 2 days ago. Go through each person in the county. Go through everyone if they're idle. I think prioritize should take priority over everything. Like take your researchers, take everybody. Yeah, it should. How many hours? I don't have an exact number, but we can guess by the. Move this over here. By the number of. Uh, I'm on episode 177, and I usually stream for about 3 hours. So 530 hours, about. Um, so let's see here. Yeah, we'll take it off all things. I'm trying to think if we can modify this. It'd be nice if we could modify this, because this is kind of what we. Oh, it's gonna take years, years and years. I've been saying 5 years from the beginning, but it's never gone down. The amount of time has never gone down. I say, oh yeah, 5 years. So maybe we should just write a separate one, because this actually isn't going to work. We're going to need another list, like a temporary list that will blow away. Because possible workers, we would have to blow that away. I mean, I guess we could. Let's write it and then see if we can combine it. Kind of half-assed like I did yesterday. Yesterday I got like nothing accomplished. So let's see. So for this, we're going to go back to my thing, that wherever the hell that thing was. That big long thing. Prioritize. It should have a capital. What did I know it was under county data. That wasn't saved, so I'd save that. It probably put it at the bottom because I created it through the alt thing. What the fuck did I just call that thing? It was right here. We can go right here. Right here. Assign people to prioritized. There we go. And it did put it at the bottom. Assign people to prioritized improvements. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we are going to want to copy this thing over here. I think. And we'll just modify it because it has pretty much everything we want. This is the check for idle. Find idle population. We'll skip to here. We'll copy this down to the bottom. What is it? Alt end? Control end. There we go. And then, but this isn't going to be wrong. This is going to be right, but then this is going to be wrong. We don't want the idle people. We want just these people. And we'll go like this. So I definitely have refactored the code. Some of the code I've refactored like a bazillion times, and then other stuff I'm just still. So because of how I'm writing it, or how I'm learning and writing it, basically what I'm doing is I'm going through each item that's in the game, like start out, we need a timer, we need whatever, this thing, and we need this thing. And I go in a circle, putting in the most basic part, and then as I go around and have done everything, then I'm back at the beginning, and then I start improving each thing that I did before. But there's certain things like, the research, each research item that I put in makes it so that there's a lot more things that have to be added to the game or modified or rewritten. And so right now we've been like, in reality, we're on research, and we've been on research for months and months and months, because every time I add something in, we're going to go through and change a bunch of shit. But some of the things have been, so the reason I was saying the big circle thing is sometimes we come back and there's like code that I haven't touched since the very beginning, and it's dated and it's like written not as good, I hope, that I've learned since then. And so then I rewrite that. Sometimes it's quick, and then sometimes it's like, oh shit, this old code needs to be completely refactored, and then it has repercussions that also echo out across the whole thing. But we rewrote like this resources thing a bunch of times. County improvements right now is all being rewritten, so everything is eventually going to be rewritten. I was saying in the way back in the day that I would probably rewrite everything 3 times, and someone in chat was like, no, you're going to do it way more than that, and that person was right. We're rewriting it a lot. But it's also because I'm learning as I'm going to. Probably if I was an experienced programmer, my original code would have been better. So yes for this, false for that, but we're going to have a new list here. I'm wondering, Connor, how's it going? I would. The thing is, I can't pay people, and I don't want to. I don't want to like. I don't want people working for free for me, if that makes sense. I feel bad, and I want to hire. So this goes on too. I want to hire an artist eventually, and so like, I don't know. It feels weird to pay an artist, but then not pay other developers. So I would definitely if I understood what their thing was. I have looked at design or patterns and stuff. I don't think it's a problem. I don't. So to your reduced complexity and rewriting problems, I don't think it's a problem. And yes, I'm aware that YouTube exists. Let's see here. So this should be, but I don't want it to be. I don't want to use possible workers. I want it to use. We could use that. We just would have to make sure to clear it. I think we should do a different one though, because this isn't going to pull. This isn't going to pull idle people. Let's do a new one, and then we can see if we can combine it later. I should probably do Control Home here to jump to the top. Connor, what type of games do you like to make? Where is my possible, what did I call it? Workers to remove. All right, I don't know why that possible workers is public. Let's not do this one public. We're not going to call it all workers. We're going to call this prioritized workers. Dungeon story. That sounds pretty interesting. I'm a huge roguelike guy. And I that was originally what I was thinking of making, was a roguelike, and then because I was like, oh, this shit will be simple, and then I started thinking about it, it's like, no, roguelikes are not simple. You think they're simple, and then I went for a much more complex idea. Prioritize workers, temp list for all workers that are helpful and loyal. Are you going to release your game to the world? And then we'll do prioritize workers down here. I got some. And then, so this should give us a list of like everybody. I just had an idea. I just had a thought, though. We might not need to do this list at the beginning. Finance software? The controller at my work, I'm always telling him he should make video games because he put so much time into his Excel spreadsheets. And he, or if I told him the other day he should write like a QuickBooks competitor. QuickBooks is such garbage. We don't use it anymore, luckily, at my work. Yeah, finance software. Low-level finance software. Not like, I'm assuming you do higher level stuff. Physics-based space combat sounds cool, too. Have you released anything to the public? I assume you're a C# guy. So let's see here. I think what we should do first, and we're gonna I think we'll make this a method of its own, but I think what we should do first is have it go through. So this is my thought process here. You could, instead of going through this population and creating lists and all this, it could be that you don't have any prioritized buildings checked at all. And all we need to check is under construction and completed. Because that would save it going through all the people. Actually, the going through all the people isn't going to be that big of a deal. So let's leave that in there. And so once it has this list of prioritized workers, then it will go through a list of. Let's make this a method right now. Get prioritized. I don't want to call them workers, but I guess I'm going to, because there's workers and builders. And we'll actually do this slightly different. We're going to return a list of county population, and at the end of this thing, we're going to return prioritized workers. Actually, I put this at the top. We don't need to do that. I put this at the top, so we can just return void here. This is real time. So basically, it's like inspired by like CK3, those type of games, Dominions, and it's got the timer and stuff. You can move guys around. Hopefully that still works. It's funny. I wrote the pathfinding, then I noticed that I can't remember. I'm sure it's in some stream, but see, it doesn't go. It's supposed to go to each thing. I must have had a reason to not. Maybe there's just not enough counties. What is that? There's this weird lag. Is back again. You see it? See that little ka-chunk? Wonder why that has reappeared. I thought we fixed it. But anyways, so yeah, it's real time, and it's so when I started this, I'd never played a Victoria game, and I now have played Victoria 3 a lot. So I guess it's more similar to Victoria 3, except it's post-apocalyptic. It takes place in North America. These are just the test 7 counties. I don't need any more, and there's no reason to keep adding counties when I'm gonna be fucking with stuff for a long time. But the plan is so it's post-apocalyptic. I want to keep track of every person in the game, so that's what this is. Unlike Victoria 3 and all those. And I don't know if you've ever played Dominions 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 maybe. But like in Dominions, after a while you have like that panel with like all of your leaders. It's going to have a similar thing to that, except I want to make it so you don't get so many leaders. I don't know where my guy went. Here he is. So it's like going to have a similar panel to that, but also your people are going to have like so the only people you really control are going to be your leaders, which I'm calling heroes. But they'll have armies and stuff, and there's going to be guns and whatnot. I have all these feature ideas that are way down the road. And so, like, I want to add, like, druidic factions, like Cthulhu-esque factions, blah, blah, blah. But right now, just, the base faction, which is, standard humans with guns. But yeah, that's the plan. Got a little bit of research done so far. Everything's very ugly. The beautification process is going to happen eventually. So we have the prioritized workers. Then we'll do... I think we need to sort the prioritized workers. Why don't we sort them right now, after we're done with this, by... So let's see, the first run's going to be by construction. So we're going to do the construction first. If there's checkboxed and it's under construction, we need to sort. Then those guys will be hired off. And then it will go to the next list. And it will be by their faction, or by their county's, the county improvement skill. So actually, let's not do the sorting just yet. So let's do this. Check for prioritized construction. So we have this list already. For each, whoa. For each county improvements data, county improvements data in, this is going to be under construction. We're in county data already. I don't know why I just did that way. We're going to go through. I keep wondering if I should just change this enum with the status to like prioritized instead of having that bool. And we're still, this is like half. This is kind of fucked up from yesterday. Yesterday I couldn't get any programming done. My brain was not working at all. We'll just use this thing. If we'll just use the bool for now, and then we'll rewrite it later. If the county prioritized county under construction county improvement, whoops, we got the wrong thing in here. County improvement data prioritized is equal to true, then oh, it's so it's so unwieldy so far. I'm learning as I'm going. I was just talking about this, and like some of my old code is really bad, but then some of it is, there's just things I don't know. Like somebody recently like asked a question. I forget what his question was, but I was like, I don't know. How am I supposed to be doing it? And he was like, why don't you put like in your county data, why don't you put a thing in there? And I was like, is that how I'm supposed to be doing that? And he was like, yeah. And so I looked it up after I streamed, and I was like, holy shit, this changes everything. So now I'm doing this like a completely different way because I didn't know that there was a better way to do it. He like blew my mind. I was like, wait, that means that all this other stuff would be so much better, I wasn't quite grasping how this worked. So I was like half doing it that way, but I wasn't grasping, and I'm still probably not doing it 100% the right way, but Yes. So the modular thing, I was actually thinking about this, because I only stream on weekends usually for this thing. And I was thinking about it like this is gonna get so confusing that this really needs to be broken down into like the most simple shit. And I already was like wondering why earlier today and yesterday, like why is this here? It should actually be down here. I don't want to mess with it right now, but yeah, everything's about to be. I 100% agree with you. It must be very tidy, and I also need to put more. I started adding in summaries. I obviously not very many because I can't find one. I swear there was one. Here's no. What is this thing? Yeah, so like this should be a summary probably. I didn't understand how that worked. Whatever, it's learning. I'm just learning as I'm going. That's gonna be my excuse for all time. So if this is prioritized though, then we need to assign the workers to it. And I think I have a thing already written. Okay, so this is the thing I mentioned yesterday that I thought we had fixed. We had changed this. But I guess we didn't. I think it had repercussions that I wasn't aware of. Oh, it totally does. And right when I first started, someone suggested they were like, "You're gonna really benefit just from taking some like online C# classes," and I was like, "That's probably a good idea. I should do that." So I started to, but it was so boring. I think I'm like level 5 or level 4 or something on like I don't know how many levels there are, 200, um, on the Microsoft C# thing. But it was so boring. Like I rather learn something that's more interesting, like do it wrong first and then learn later, I guess. Um, they weren't like difficult, they were just boring. And I feel like so I took a programming class 30 years ago and it also was extremely boring. It was speaking of finance, it was for Unix. It was like a C class. I looked it up once because I can never remember if it was C++ or C, but I think it was a C class for Unix, and it was all like for accounting in Unix of people's like time usage in Unix, which I'm sure at the time was very valuable, but it was so fucking boring. And I feel like they must in 30 years they would um, improved the way they teach you. And I keep telling everyone this. I want to figure out a way to make a video game that teaches you C#, like the video game itself. I can't. I thought of one idea, and that's basically that you build in Godot the game on top of the editor, and you edit the game while you're in the editor, but the game sits on top of the editor. But I don't have the skill for that. Um, so I use ChatGPT. So I have this terrible switch. I guess it's not terrible, but this switch that's somewhere. This switch right here. That's I didn't want to work on anymore yet from yesterday. But once I finish this switch, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to optimize this because occasionally ChatGPT, and I'm actually gonna ask ChatGPT how to sort something in a second here too. Will not always because it isn't always right, but occasionally it will be like do it like this, and then I'll also learn something from it. It'll be like, wait, what is that thing? Like a lambda or something. Uh, anyways, yeah. Uh, all resources. What was I doing here? County data. Yes. Oh, is that a summary? There's a summary. I knew I had used one somewhere. I gotta use those more though, because my memory is terrible as well. Okay, we were way down at the bottom. So if this is prioritized, oh, that's what we were doing. We were going to see, I was just going to copy this code over from here. If is less than the adjusted max builders, then we update this. Workers to be removed from possible workers. So we're going to have the possibility of people, like, let's say that they have a bunch of county improvements. We're out of here. I was thrown off because I moved my hero and thought I was in a different place. So they could have a bunch of stuff constructed, right? And they could be just clicking everything to prioritize. So these are alphabetized, I think. I don't want these. I don't want to have a bunch of methods that are pretty much the same. I can pass in a list. I can make this one method, pass in the list, but then we're going to get some weird shit with, let's copy this and just bring it to where we're at here. Yeah, so we're going to have a different list. We could pass in the list. This is the same, this is the same, this is the same. We would add this to, this is almost all identical actually, except for the list. We could use the same list. When we actually probably could just use that same list. And then where's my find idle population? Do we start with a new list or what are we doing here? I think what we could do, it's kind of strange that we don't start from with a new list. Are we clearing the list? Oh, we clear it up here and we clear it right here. You know what? We're going to use the same list. We're going to use the same, we're going to make this, a bunch of this shit the same. We don't need this other list. We can just clear it. We can just clear the list. This fucking thing is so long, I'm going to be quite used to using control home and control end here. I could move the thing to the top, I suppose. Where's this other list? What did I call it? It's towards the bottom here. People who need to die, that's a different list. Possible workers. Prioritize workers. You can go. We don't need you. I still don't know why this is public, but what happens if I make it private? Will all hell break loose? Let's see. It doesn't seem to matter. Well, then why is this one public? Actually, I'm trying to retrain myself not to have to type private and public. I mean, public, yes. Private, no. I'm trying to get rid of the private thing. At the beginning, I thought it was easier to read with the private in there, but now I think it's harder to read because they both start with a P. All right, back over to here. So this thing, this is all in the same shit. So let's just do this. So for each one of these people in the list, if they're loyal, we add them to the possible workers. Once again, that's kind of a weird that this is called possible workers, but whatever. So we add them to the list. This is going to include people that are helpful if they are helpful and loyal. So they don't have to be idle for this one. Let's do the summary thing. Get all the people who are helpful and loyal. 4 prioritized construction in work. All right, so that is, so we'll have that, we have it in the possible workers list. Then we're going to check for prioritized construction, and we'll go through this. I don't want to have duplicate stuff. So I think we can pass, it's the same list. If this is prioritized, let's make this a method. What the fuck is this method going to be called? Because we can put this method in the other thing too. I'm pointing over here like it's in another script, but it's more like it's in the same script. It's just up. What is this thing? Let's put it right here. Assign, too many S's. Assign workers to county improvements. And we'll generate this thing. Okay. We need to pass in a county improvement data. Easy enough. Improvements. I just gotta do it. I gotta do the improvement, rename county improvement data to improvement data at some point here. Making your classes smaller, abstract function. So, you know, this has been an ongoing thing that I that I've been arguing with myself about. This is back to actually that thing I learned with, you know, you put the period, whatever. So I had all these other things, like there was county AI and there's this banker over here that used to have a bunch of stuff that I've now moved into county data. So basically, anything that is modifying these variables, I moved into county data. So I made a method, and if it's modifying the variables that are in the county data, which is a resource, like a Godot resource. But then as I did that, it just kept growing and growing, and I was like, holy shit, this is out of control. This thing's huge. So then I was like, I should move some of these back into the banker, because the banker was supposed to deal with like anything like money related, we'll call it, sort of. It also like counted things like resources and things, not Godot resources, but video game resources like rocks. No, rocks aren't in the game. Wood, counted things. That was what its original plan was there. So I started moving things. So I moved everything back out of there to county data. And then there's some stuff that are just, I haven't gotten around to moving out. But then I'm like, oh, well, now this thing's out of control, huge. Because, man, it is fucking huge. And it's never ending. Like this. So probably if I was doing it my old way, I would put it in county AI, which for some reason is just sitting over here. Because I looked at it. And county AI is almost empty at this point. Yeah, I moved a bunch of shit out of there. Here's a sort thing. What's this other sort thing? Down here. This is my rule. If I don't know what it is, I just delete it. This is alphabetizing this under construction thing. I didn't think I had gotten to that, but I guess I already did it. Anyways, So now I know. Now I'm. What is that term? What is that word? And ambivalent? No. Indecisive? I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. And every time I go, oh, this thing's out of fucking control, I should move this. And then I'm like, well, but it works so well if it's in here. So I don't know what to do. Tell me if you, if you know. Let's see. So this, what was I doing? Check, assign workers. So this is the problem is exactly what you're saying is that like I'm starting to get. So let me rephrase that. Basically, part of the problem is like this seems to work pretty well. Oh, I made these. This is why these, but these don't need to be here. I was actually surprised. These could be inside this. In fact, I'm gonna move these inside this. So, anyways, that's unrelated. So I was having like this one kind of has it a little bit left over. So what the issue I was having is, and they're still here. This issue is not. It's not like I've fixed it, but there would be like county AI dot whatever and population AI whatever, and then there would be banker in here, and then there'd be whatever in here, and then I would go into one of these, and it would have another thing in here, and then I would jump from there. Though I see here we have another one right here. And then so now we're going back to county data, and then let's say that this is slightly better. Then I'd be jumping from there I couldn't keep track of the labyrinth that I had created, and I would start getting lost, and I'd be like, wait, now where the fuck are we? And I would have to like backtrack, and so I was trying to just keep it. I keep saying that I wish I could see what a finished like what does Dominions look like, and its code look like finished, does there's like a beautiful tapestry of easy to find methods, or is it just like this pile of junk that just spaghettied out and they just know it because they've been working on it for 30 years? um, I don't know. I'm hoping, but I haven't. I keep thinking every time it's like, holy shit, I cannot find. It's very confusing still. But the more I work, the more bugs I have, the more I remember where shit is. So what was I doing here? Assign. So check for prioritize. Assign workers to county improvement, which is what I just created, but this is the same as that other thing, and it adds them to the remove. We pass in a county improvement. Let's put this thing. Yeah, let's put this whole thing. No, not the whole thing. Let's see if this works. I've been trying to retrain myself to clicks. Let's put this wrong direction here, down in here, because this should be not there. It was under check for construction. This should be here, but we need to put in a county improvement, and then we should be able to get rid of this. I just want to make sure that I'm that I haven't done something horrific here. Assign workers. All right, I was just making sure I was copying and pasting the right shit to the right spots, and I am, or I was. So we check this. We assign the people. These people are gonna be all loyal and helpful people, not idle. It doesn't matter if they are. Oh, but this is not true. This is all lies here. This is going to be assign. Oh, this is right. Assign people to building a county improvement. This is that. Possible workers. All right, so it's going to go through if they're prioritized, it's going to set that there. It's going to remove them from the list. And remove them from the possible workers list. And then after this, though, we're going to check for, get the fuck out of here, typos. Check for prioritized work. Then we're going to do this. I'm going to get rid of this thing. I'm going to take a break in a second here. And then we're going to go copy this. We could actually probably just make this. In fact, we could. Let's just make this one thing. Let's prioritized improvements. Then we'll pass in a list of county improvement datas. What did we call it here? County improvements. Oh, I did it again. I always miss the E. Whoops. And then we'll pass in this thing. Then we'll get rid of this thing. And this thing. We'll copy this. And we'll put, I think these are, I can't remember what this is called. What this list is. County improvements something or others. It's not all completed. There it is. Okay, then we gotta fix this. Okay, and I'm gonna actually put a note in here for my future self. Check on, I know it says under construction right there, but construction improvements. Check finished improvements. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay. And so back to your offer of help or whatever. Also, my code's so shitty, I feel bad. Embarrassed? I guess I can't feel embarrassed since I stream this all the time, but like I just imagine somebody like looking and going, "Oh my God, can you see? Oh, this is terrible." And then like, it's not someone else's job to clean up my code. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like I definitely would accept help, but I don't. I also, like I said, it feels weird that I'm willing to pay artists and somebody whatever. And then what happens if like they have a different thought of what the way things should work, and then we argue? I don't know. I helped out on this project a long time ago, sort of like as a more of a project manager, moral support. That was open source, and it just was like people arguing all the time, and people just saying, "Well, I'm not going to do it then." And I was just like, what? Is that an option? I guess it is. You know. Uh, Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break and let me pause my music that you guys can't hear and skip this song that you guys can't hear and this next song and then pause it, and then I'm gonna throw my break timer and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, let's see what we got going here. This is at least we're accomplishing something. Yesterday was, I don't know what the fuck was going on. Nothing was going on, and I just skipped it. All right, let's fix this thing. So these things need to be in here for one. We definitely need them in here. Um, we have a thing somewhere. I think it says, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't remember what it's called. Kill people who need to die. It's... I should reorganize this. Check for healing. Just kill people, starvation. Look at this guy. People who eat food. Oh yeah, that was the one I couldn't figure out a better way to do it. And then when I went back through, I think I did that offline. I went through it again and it got more complicated to make it the right way. Check for any work. It's this right here. We already have it. I was going to add this in right here, but it's already at the end of this. I wonder why I had it cleared again. Let's leave. I'm gonna cause myself a bunch of issues here, but let's leave that off of that. Let's go back to this thing. Let's save this. Let's go through this and make sure prioritized. Prioritized. This seems like this is spelled wrong. Prioritized. Why doesn't it like the D at the end? It's fine. Did I spell it differently? I did. There's something fishy going on here. No, it's the same. All right, that's fine. Prioritized. Prioritized. Okay, assign people to prioritized improvements. We need to remove them after this. Remove workers from possible. We need to do this. So it goes through the first group of county people. This is going to get everybody who's loyal and helpful. Well, let's double check that. If they're loyal and they're helpful, priority. If you can't tell, I love the really long method names. It's because I can't remember anything, and so I need to, and that's one of the including in summaries helps because I can hover over them. But yeah, priority improvements. So this is going to get everyone who's loyal and helpful, and then it adds them to this possible workers list. So that is correct, according to my thought process here. Get everyone. Well, we have it. I think I put the summary in there. Yes. Check under construction. And so this is going to go through, and if it's prioritized, it's going to assign workers. How does this work again? Let's double check this thing. It's going to go through the list of possible workers. If they're less than the adjusted max builders, it's going to assign them to build. Oh, we got a problem here. Yeah, this is not going to work. We're going to need to do... We're going to need to fix this. This is going to work. This is not going to work. So build is just for construction, guys. But we need it to work for when people are working there, too. So this part is right. No, this is wrong, too. Trying to think if I can pass in... the activity. I mean, I can pass in the activity, then we would have to also pass in though, like if this is a variable. Work location, it doesn't matter. They use the same list for their work location if they're building or if they're working there. So this, we could easily fix this with, we just pass in the enum. Actually, we don't even need to pass in the enum because it's part of the county improvement for workers. For builders, it's not. Do we need workers and builders? Yes, we do, because they're different. This could just be an int we assign. So we could put a bool here, I guess, where we put in is bool is construction. I'm going to move this down here. And then, oh, except it doesn't know. We would have to pass in the bool up here to pass into here. No, we do know we don't need this because we know if the status of the building is under construction. All right, we can do this without passing anything. So what we can do is we can say if, well, let's write it and then maybe fix it. Status, and then fix it, equals under construction. All, no, this is what we do. We go all enums county status equals county improvement data. No, not status. What am I doing here? We need this to be, the first thing we need to fix is the adjusted workers. So I guess we do need this here. If it's under construction, we need an int up here though. We'll fix all this fucked up shit. Int max, I'm going to say workers, but it's not workers, is going to equal county improvement adjusted max workers. Then we're going to put max workers here. And then we're going to put their activity. We don't need this status at all. We need this activity. This needs to be activity. And then we'll say activity. And this is going to be, I forget what I called this thing. This thing has in here, no. What does this thing do then? How does it know? We must have put somewhere else where I'm like double, this, we don't need this. This needs to be all, we do need this, but work. So that's going to be that's going to do this, come back over here. And then if this equals under construction, we're going to go activities equals building or build or whatever it is. And we're going to put max workers equals I think there's a better way to do this, but we'll make it work. Max workers is going to be county improvement data adjusted max builders. And then we're going to go like that. And then we're going to put activity here. Activities. Activity. So any other status will get, it won't adjust, it will only adjust that if it's, is that going to work? Workers? I feel like there's a better way to do this. This might be a good thing to ask ChatGPT, actually. Let's ask ChatGPT and see what it says. ChatGPT. It's going to have like a bunch of lambdas and dots and shit. .NET C# 8.0. Is there a better way to do this? You got to tell it 8.0, otherwise it starts getting crazy. A ternary operator. You can simplify and optimize your method in a few ways, such as reducing redundancy and improving readability. Here's a refined approach. Use a conditional ternary operator, reduce the branching on activity. Reduce the depth. See, here's a bunch of fucking question marks and shit. Reduce the depth of the for each loop to improve clarity. Move the population count check outside the loop. Count check? Yeah, this doesn't mean anything to me. The ternary operator, what's a ternary operator? What's a ternary operator? What is a ternary operator? You know, I think ChatGPT is very good at explaining stuff. It's better than Stack Overflow. You hate them? I don't like the question marks. Always throw me. You can use to simplify this into a. Oh, here what? Oh, they're talking about a weird example there, but all right. This is a compact way of saying more readable. In many programming languages, including C#, it allows you to assign a value based on a oh, so this is that thing that it was doing. I don't remember what I used this before, and then I went back and I changed it because I couldn't figure out what the fuck it meant later. Let's put this over here, though. I do like to stretch my mind here. Did this include? It did. Let's comment this out temporarily. I've learned my lesson. Don't ever delete anything. Whoops. Get out of here. Remaining worker slots equals max worker minus county improvement population count. Activity equals status. Oh, this is the ternary. Ternary. It's like a truffle. Truffles. I mean, they don't act that way, but it's like the strange words that I'm new to encounter. Yeah, this just seems like gibberish to me, but maybe I'll leave it in there and then I'll just be confused every time I see it until it finally clicks in my head. I'm in agreement with you there. I don't think I like how this looks because I don't understand it, but that's just because it could be, my lack of skill. Max workers minus this. Is that necessary? Take. Never seen that in my life. Take returns a specified number of continuous elements. Oh, we forgot something. Fuck. I want to sort this list first by the people, by their. Oh man, this makes it a bunch. Wait, I just threw a wrench in my own code here. All right, so what is this thing doing? Where are we going to put this sort thing in? Assign workers to. We'll just tell it. We'll tell it that the county population. I think it's a dictionary. Yeah, it's a dictionary. It's a dictionary. In that method, we also need to sort the county population dot skill. I can't remember what this shit is called. Skills. Skill data. We needed to sort it two different ways. So we need to sort by skill. I'm going to type this in somewhere and copy it over. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Right here. County population. County, yeah, whatever, 1. Dot skill skills skills is, so the skill is going to be the county improvements data, work skill, and then skill level or something like that. Because it gives us a skill data. Man, I have not done this in a long time. Where did we do this somewhere else so I can remember how I do this? We did it elsewhere. We did it in the check. We did this right here. It's like this. County population, skill. All right, I was on the right path. Attribute. This is something else. Here's where we actually want. We need to sort it by actually this exact thing. For one time, we need to do this. I just need a place temporarily for ChatGPT. And then this one is going to be work skill. And then we're going to copy this. And we're going to go over here. The county population by county improvements work skill if they are working at a county improvements and county population and all enums and construction skill if they are building the county improvements. God damn it. Let's see if we can figure out what that... Sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's terrible. sometimes it will like be like, yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. Then other times it will just be like, yeah. So let's just do this other thing that's insane. Look at this. Holy shit. We would need it to be ascending though. Ascending. I think. This is descending. I do this every time too. I'm always like, descending sounds wrong. This ensures that the most skilled workers for the task are assigned first, whether they are building or working. If status is under construction, it's sorted by construction skill. Otherwise, it's sorted by the work skill. That's what we want. Sort based on the status. It sorts. Okay, and then it will. Let's see if this actually does what we want. Well. Look at how long that shit is. This is just going to be gibberish to me in 10 minutes. I'm not going to know what any of this is. Man, is this supposed to be more readable? Like a master, a C# master would see this and it would make immediate sense? It doesn't seem like it would. All right, we need to test this somehow. So let's put in a GD print somewhere. Let's go back and make sure that we got everything that we need in this list, or in this thing. So we're passing in it's a back end that we have a different thing. For county population actually is not. It's just this. It doesn't get sorted by anything. It's just the list of everyone who lives there. And you should be able to click on this, and sometimes things just break. It's just for back end, so that so the idea behind this is that if so you're prioritizing, you have your county improvement, whatever, and you want to prioritize construction, let's say, of this converted warehouse. You click this button, and then it's going to pull. And so generally how it works is that your people, if they're idle, it kind of assigns them by preferred skill, and then it assigns them to construction, then it assigns them to to a place that they're working. But the thing is, they don't stop working until something else happens. Like, they'll keep working there pretty much forever unless their loyalty gets low or whatever. But in this case, you've clicked prioritize, so it wants to pull. I'm having it pull everyone from the list, and it's going to change if it's going to sort it by construction. So this is for building, let's say. It's going to sort it by construction level. Hopefully, the best people will be hired to do construction because that's now a priority. And it's going to pull them regardless of if they're idle or not. Generally, if they're idle, then that's how it gets workers. But it will pull everyone out, and then it's going to check for idle workers and all that jazz. But this is a behind the scenes thing. It's not going to like sort anything on here. It's just going to sort it by, and then it should go to the next prioritized thing. If you had like I don't have anything built here, but if let's say that this was finished being built, then we would, I guess this works from yesterday. This kind of works. I should put this in Spanish too, so that we can make sure that I didn't fuck up any of the translations. I mean, it's not. I didn't. Whatever. Um, so yes, it's behind the scenes, but construction comes first, then prioritize. I guess we just got to test it. Would it help having copies of the same worker list in the back end that sorts itself when a new worker is added? So you have different sorted versions of the list you can use as needed. I don't know. Is that my big worry? And I do think I overthink this. Is word not coming to brain is how well it's going to run, because I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of later on. I mean, we only got 7 of these right now, but there's going to be like 500 of them, and it's going to need to go through all of this stuff. Do you think more? So I was told that, having parallel lists is how they called it, was really bad. And so you want to reduce the number of lists. Do you think it would be better to have like just a list of like sorted by whatever? I do eventually want to have it so that you can click on this construction button and it would sort this list. Because right now, like, let's say you wanted to find the best lumberjack or whatever, you're going to have to use your eyeballs. And we all know that eyeballs suck. Rose Kelly seems to be the best lumberjack. Or whatever. Let's say another way we'd probably want to sort things too later is by their attributes, which aren't even shown over here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's put a GD print here and blast the console with stuff. When we assign a worker, let's put it, oh, we have one in here. Okay, so we're gonna blast. We'll already have this in here. So let's restart our game. Did I save all this shit? It looks like it. Yeah, I worry about performance. There's the word. I worry about performance all the time, and I don't know if I should be. So I was playing some CK3 recently, and they must have a bazillion lists for every person that's in the game. Because like you can hover over stuff and it has a list of this, and then you go to some other place and has another list, and like maybe I'm overly worried about things. All right, so we're gonna build something. Actually, let's make whatever we're gonna build have more construction. Let's do lumberjack station. And what is your max amount of construction? Let's put you to 500 so it doesn't fly by so quickly. And then wait patiently. Let's build a lumberjack station. This really has to be different. I hate it. This needs to be at the top, and it needs to be bold. It just blends into the background. Lumberjack station. Okay, then we need to prioritize it. There's only 2 max workers at a lumberjack station. Let's run this to 1 a.m. Let's go back to this thing. We got our 2 workers, but wait. 2 builders is the max? Oh, I guess I do have it on 2. Usually I have it on 5. Your list asynchronously sort. You mean like just in the background, or like when you add a person, we would generate all of these lists? Is that what you're saying? Like have like what I say, all of these lists, whatever, 6 lists that are of the different things? Because this is all happening at the same time, but we can bump this. We don't have to have these all happen at the same time. We can have one happen at 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., We can spread it out. All right, let's go back to this, and we need to work for or look for. What did I? Is working at. We need to see some of these people's names. Well, I guess this is one way we can test it. This should be construction, and it's right. It does have those people. It's Todd is the best at construction. Now let's do something. I think I have a problem here. Let's build a second one of these and prioritize it. And I don't think my whatchamacallit is set up right. They're removing people from the list. It says 2 and 2, which is right. It has the same people. That wasn't the problem I was thinking we were going to have, but let's see here. We didn't remove them from the list, I think is the problem. So they're still in the possible workers list. So they just got added twice to the thing. We got to remove them from there. Where was that big pile of garbage? Our chat GPT garbage. It was towards the bottom. We do have the remove at the thing here. There is another possibility that these things are not copies. They're not being copied correctly. I wonder how we can test that. Oh, well, that didn't work either. I thought we had that fixed yesterday. This person should have quit. Oh, wait, no, they don't. They only stop working. I wonder if it assigning them twice. What were these people's names? Well, now this is saying that only Todd is working here. We have an additional other problem. We have another thing that's happening. Maybe we don't need hiring, instead we just do producing, match work, make it so that the warehouse actually does something. That's a different problem. I thought I had this in here from last time, but I guess I closed it. Max workers isn't reducing the. Maybe I only half did this because then no, I thought we were done. I thought we fixed that. I thought everything was working. Isn't reducing the number of workers. We need to actually. This could be. Mass workers buttons aren't reducing the number of workers. So if you lower, yeah, we did. I did put it in there, and so when you you could click the button, and then it would like immediately fire them. Amount of people. Max. Maybe I never tested it on builders and I only tested it on workers. So if you lower the amount of max workers, it should immediately, that's not how you spell that, fire them. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to spell check that for me. Up to the top. Hey, Lord Mac, how's it going? There we go. I wonder if the prioritize button shouldn't do anything. Let's double. This button doesn't do shit. This button's busted. Let's double check that because we need to be able to make sure that these are different, and I think they are different because it should, if I change this, it should regenerate these. I think. Well, you know what? If we change this, no, it's not going to affect that until you know what we could do is we could turn that off and then reopen this. Yeah, so these are different. So that fear is not. Oh, look, this one has 0 now. Yeah, there's something fucked up with this button, though. I bet you if I close this and reopen it, it's at 0, yeah. So I wonder what happened there. I wonder if I should mess with that real quick, or let's mess with that just to make sure that we don't have some other additional thing going on here. So this should be down here, max worker, max builder. Why did I make this 2 methods? What the fuck? I could just put in, I just did this in another thing and just had a -1 and a +1. Wait, didn't I do that on this? I did it with this. What are we in here? Minus. Yeah, it's right here. Adjust number of builders. Adjust. Update adjusted number labels. Yeah, and I just had to update all of the labels in this thing. And this was updates both, just why not? Wonder if there's something else. Oh, look, we got 43 bugs in there. I didn't see those. Where's Joker? Usually he's so quick to point that out. Where were we? County improvement. I think we got something else. We got some other. It should be. It's fine with that one. What was I building? The Fisher shed? No, it wasn't the Fisher shed. It was the lumberjack or something. It was this thing. Was it? The prioritize button should have no effect on this. Except it does have something that I hate. And that is the focus. Let's save that there. Back over here. So it seemed to start having issues after I had ran it a little bit. I have like 12 things being built here. We have 1 idle worker. It probably... There were not... What the fuck is going on here? Okay, something's... See, this is only 1 of 1. I didn't adjust these ones, I don't think. This one I did. Oh, now we're getting where this is. No, 2 is right. Let's put that as 1. Those are on 5. Let's close that. Let's reopen this. We can probably turn that off. 1, 5, 5. Something weird's going on here. Something we didn't. This is a last week thing. 3, 1, 5. We have prioritize on this one. Well, I can't get this to happen again. What did I do? And you know, this guy's prioritized it. Put the person, let's put 5 here, 5 there. This guy's prioritized. Why can't you just have the bugs happen all the time, right? He's got it. He's got it. So this is the right order, but we had this issue over here. I'm wondering, you're building a converted warehouse. A lot of people, you're building a converted warehouse. Fisher Shack. So I think the issue arose when I had 2 of the same thing being built, which it shouldn't matter. This looks right, though. So we have 3 people on this Fisher shed. We have 5 people there, and we have 2 people here. Fisher shed, I see 2 people. So something's fucked up over here. Converted warehouse, we have 5, and lumberjack, we have 2. I don't know if it's their whatchamacallit or not. Oh yeah, and it fires the lowest one. All right, let's make this more simplified so we can test it. We'll just do 2 things that are different first. Fisher shed. We will build a Fisher shed, and we will build a lumberjack station. We're not going to fuck with anything first. We're just going to let it build here till 1 a.m. Fisher shed is 4, 5. Lumberjack is 2, it says. So let's look if that looks right. 2 and 5. All right, let's let one more day go by here. Two and 5 is still here. That looks right. Okay, so this actually, I'm thinking that the prioritize button actually might not work how we want it to work. Let's because these guys are already working here. What happens if we do this? You know, now we prioritize it. It's not going to fire them or change anything until the next morning. We've still got 2 and 5. Is these people? And we still have 2 and 5. I can't remember who was working here before, but I think it was something similar to that. And we still have Kenneth, the unhelpful piece of shit. Then we have 2 people scavenging. That looks right. So I think that that's okay. So let's check the net where we build 2 of the same thing and see if shit goes wrong here. Man, I took Friday off, and I cannot believe how fast this weekend went with even having a 3-day weekend. Like, what is going on with life here? Fisher's shed. Fisher's shed. We have 2 Fisher sheds. Everything's at 5. So we should actually run out of, we should run out of people. 5 and 3, huh? It's hard to tell because we don't have their names are the same. Maybe we should change their name when they get built. Like Fisher Shed 1 and Fisher Shed 2 or something. Uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that is the right number. Yeah, I had a leak in my basement, and it turns out it was my shower that's leaking. And so on Friday, I had to like. I was actually gonna stream on Friday, but then like the guy who was gonna come work on it had to come, and we couldn't find the leak at first, and then we found that it's like where the bathtub seals. Just the whole thing's trash. Everything's trash. The pipes were fine. It's the stupid seals. I guess it's good the pipes are fine. I said to the guy, I said it could have been worse, I suppose. And he said, not really. And I said, oh. So then I can't use that. Luckily, I have a shower in the basement that I never used until now. Well, I used it like once or twice when I first moved in, and I couldn't remember why I used it when I first moved in. Oh, maybe I didn't have a shower curtain. I don't know. But it just like then I told my mom because my mom was like I told her like a year ago that there was a minor leak, and she's been like, what's going on with that leak? I told my mom, and then like other people were curious what's going on. Now I'm gonna redo the whole bathroom, remodel the thing. I can't believe I never in my life that I'd be saying that I needed to remodel a bathroom. I was thinking of going like full satanic with it though. Put up some like pentagram tiles. I googled pentagram tiles. Pentagram. See, there's some right there. They're not very cool looking though. This doesn't look cool. Like, why not black and red, man? Some pentagram tiles for all the. I'm not joking. My house looks like an old lady lives here, and so I think I'm gonna go from old lady chic to vampire/Satan chic. That's my plan. All right, what the fuck were we doing? This is all being built. Let's prioritize this one. It has less people. Let's kick the time forward to 1 day. We just haven't gotten any bugs. 70s motel. It currently looks like a 1992 hotel. So this one has 5, and this one has 5, which I don't think should happen because so there's something wrong here. Because we don't have 5 people. So my worry is, once again, that this is not actually making a copy of this. Wait, I know what the problem is. No, maybe. Let's do this. We can simplify what we're doing real quick. Let's comment out this. Now this county improvements though, completed county improvements should be empty at this point because it's still being built. Let's double check. Yeah, it's still under construction. I should have connected this progress bar up ahead of time. That's what I should have done first thing, because instead of the priority button, so that we could see how far it's been built. I guess we could do that right now. Let's restart. I don't know if there was many pentagrams in 70s motels though. The other thing I think it was like vampire bathroom. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. That's a gigantic bathroom. My bathroom is like 1/10 this size. But they're like something like that, like red curtains. Look at this a bat with like some sort of head above the toilet. What? That toilet kind of looks cool. Yeah, like who's gonna Like, look at this bathroom. It's huge, too. I don't know. But yeah, I want to get creative. I got to redo this shit. I'm definitely going to do a shower curtain, though. I'm not really into this brown and gold thing. And I'm also not into, like, clawfoot tubs. I know that that's the thing. That's the thing. A giant mirror. How about a giant mirror that doesn't have a reflection in it? So, like, it's not really a mirror. So that when people came in, it would have no reflection of them. That seems like a great idea, right? All right, back to this. What were we doing? Okay, everyone's idle. This is so bright now. What was I going to test? Oh, we're turning off that other check. So that is, we're going to go lumberjack station. Is that what we wanted? No. Let's restart. Let's do it the other way. Yeah, definitely creepy. I like the idea of a mirror that doesn't reflect. I wonder how difficult that would be. You'd have to like, because you want it to reflect the room, you know? Let's do the county improvement. Let's do a Fisher shed because it has 5 people that work there. Let's let them fill up. We got 5 and we got 5. Everyone looks like they're working, which is strange. Let's prioritize one of them, and then this is going to be hard to tell. So when we click prioritize, it doesn't do anything to the next day. So there's the next day. It's going to be very hard to tell if anything's broken. We cannot tell. We need like somebody unhelpful. We can build a third one. And yes, we can build a third one. I want them all the same here. And then let's turn off this prioritize. And let's turn on this one and see what happens. So they all... No, see, now they're all working at all 3 of them. Okay, so there's something going wrong with... What was that thing I was... is working at or something? How are we assigning these people? Well, this is that weird shit. But that it's under update work location. Is working at. So there should be a bunch of these. It could be just the UI is wrong. That's possible. Philip is working at an improvement garden. I know the problem. Or I know a problem. So we took out, okay. We have the possible list. Let's go. I don't think we're removing the possible. I know I already looked at this, but I think I only looked in one spot. So the possible, because I have the same list as being used twice. I should have just made it a separate list. But whatever. So let's go back to here. No, back to here. So we're assigning people to prioritize. We check for prioritized workers. This should get a list. Check for prioritized, get prioritized workers. So this is going to get a list of everyone that is loyal. And is not unhelpful. That's some programmer shit right there. Not unhelpful. Okay, so this is going to add to this possible workers list. So we have our list. Then we go from our list. It's always this fucking thing. I don't know how many times this remove workers from possible workers has been causing me issues. Uh, check for price. So we get that list. That list is going to basically have everybody on it at this point. We go for this one. It runs this thing. Assign. Are we adding them to that list? Oh, look, we have it over here too. Workers to remove from possible workers. We add them here. I don't even know what all this garbage is, but we take this and we update their activity. We update their work location. Add population to county improvement list. Update county improvement is working at. We got to go back. I wish there was like you know how like browsers have a back button? I wish there was a back button on this that you could just jump back to wherever you're at. So we got to go, because now I'm lost and I got to go dig through my crap and find it again. Here, we'll go this way. Assign people. Come on, click. I don't think this works right. Assign people. Okay, it's right here. Remove workers from possible workers list. If the county improvement is prioritized, it assigns them, and then it removes them from the list. Workers to remove from, for each one of these, it's going to take them. I don't think this works. What does this take shit do? I've never used this before. I mean, it takes a number. It takes, for each county and what? Returns a specified number of continuous elements from the start of a sequence. How does this shit work? So, you know, it's going to take whatever, 3 from here. This is the problem. I should have tested my code and made sure my code worked and then used the ChatGPT's code, because for all we know, ChatGPT's code is garbage. Always blame everything on ChatGPT. It doesn't care. It doesn't have feelings or anything. County improvement population at improvement count minus and remaining max workers. Where's this max workers? Where are you getting this? Adjusted or building. Max workers, adjusted max. Okay. That seems to, I don't know what this shit means, but it's close enough. Oh, okay. I see how this works. So the take thing, it's just going to take that list. So it's taking the it's taking the possible workers list, which let's say it's 10 people, and the remaining workers slots is I'm going to take care of that dude in the kind couple. We're going to take care of them in a second here. It takes the remaining workers, so let's say that's 5, and it makes the list 5 long, and then it just is doing it for everyone on that whole 5 on the list. It's doing this. And then it adds them to here, and then we remove. Let's double check that our remove is working here. For each one in remove list, we remove it, and then we clear the list. Yes, that is correct. All right, let's deal with this motherfucker. Best viewers. We have a new thing that we do here. I also add, oh, can you guys not see this? Um, I also add them to my block list for their URL that they're shilling. Uh, selling viewers. I report them, block them, ban them, and then I go to my content moderation or whatever it's called. Settings, moderation, blocked terms. There we go. Then back over to here. Okay. So I think this is right. Possible workers removes sign. So we have, so at this point, our possible workers list should be everyone, like we should have already removed, like half of the list at this point. And then at this one, it should be the same thing. So then after that, we're going to go to, because I took that shit off the top. There was the clearing the list and all that. Then we got to check for idle workers. We're adding this to the possible workers list. Possible workers is cleared at this point. Clear the list at the start of the counting. So this is right. We clear off that list of possible workers because we don't need it anymore. That other list should have already been cleared. The other list should have already been cleared. The remove workers. It should have already been cleared, but let's just clear it anyways. So then this is going to go through. This is the same thing. And it adds them to it's the same thing, except that it's checking for idle people too. Oh shit, another hour's passed. More than an hour's passed. So it adds them to the list here. Check for construction. Didn't I change something? I did. I changed this assigned workers thing. So it goes under this list. Assign workers to, oh, is this right? Well, it's sorting them by, I don't think this is going to be right. Though we should make it right. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me stop my music that you guys can't hear. Oh, we don't need to see the vampires or the satanic stuff. I mean, maybe we do. Whoops. Luckily, you guys can't hear. I'm skipping around on stuff. All right, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I am back. And turn on my break timer. Turn on the good old thing there. And I was thinking, you know what could be happening, and we may be able to test this right now with that bug that was happening. Um, we're not getting the bug though. I was hoping we were getting the bug. I was thinking maybe these list isn't like this is copying, but the list isn't copying. Uh, the list of who works at the place. Why can't I get my bug again? Do we have something prioritized? We do. We have a bunch of shit. 554. That's more people than work here, and one of these people is not working, which is even more strange. It's got to be this list somewhere. What's the easiest way we can find this? It's hard to tell if it's something in here. Let's check what list we're checking. Completed county and under construction. You know, the other thing could be that because we did mess with this yesterday, that it's possible that under construction status is no longer getting applied correctly. Build and county improvements. Okay, so it does set it to under construction. And then what if when it's completed? Well, we're actually not even to that point. I wonder how we can figure this out. Man, that bug really would have told us something important. Hopefully. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, so what we could do, there's another thing we could do actually that would make this, since we need to fix this anyways, let's make it so that when you construct a county improvement, it puts a number behind it. So we build improvement, the county improvement status, it adds it to the under construction thing. We can put a number in here. It's sorting it. We don't want the number to change. We don't want it to change. What we can do is we could go. Well, actually, yeah, we'll do it up here. And I think it's called like improvement name. I think we can just go plus equals. County data under construction improvements. Count. String. ToString. What is going on here? I think we can just do that, and it will add this to the end of it. And then we can see kind of like better who's working at what, because we're just pulling it from their name. The translation's going to be fucked up, though, I have a feeling, now that it dawns on me. So if we build whatever, I think a Fisher Shack has 5. Yeah, so this, like I said, it's gonna fuck up the translation. Maybe we should fix this then. Is gonna equal county improvements name. I think we can do this. $ equals. Shut up. Space plus. I think we can do it this way and it won't fuck up the translation. I hope. Then it will show where they're working, what place they're working at, like which different one. Hopefully. Oh, we don't want to build that. We want this one. Oh, it still didn't translate that right. We got to do that TR thing then. TR. You don't know what the translation server is? Translation server. It's not translation server. What is it? What are you? I've done this like 500 times at this point. Translate. Oh, it's translation server translate. You guys probably couldn't see that, but a big thing of dust just floated down from the ceiling. It was kind of interesting. All right. Let's see. We'll just copy this over. And then we'll go back. Did I save it? Okay. Now, hopefully, this will translate and we'll get the right thing here. Fisher's Shack. Construct. Fisher's Shed. 0. Construct. Fisher's Shed. 1. Let's look at this. This is all idle. We have a couple of unhelpful people, which actually will make it easier to figure out what's going on. Let's look over here. Okay, so this is going to be easier to figure out. So we have 3 people, yeah, with the name. So that's right. But now let's go over to here. Whoops, not over to there. Over to here, and let's prioritize this one. We don't have enough people to fill it all up either, so that will even be more helpful. We'll let it go to the morning here. That's right, though. I haven't done anything. Why is it working now? Oh, that's right, but this is wrong. So maybe it is just a UI thing. Lord Mac, you were, I think it's... So this is right. So how are we doing this? How are we getting this number? Adjusted. Population and improvements. Current builders. Adjusted building number. Workers. Current workers. These are builders. And this updates all of them, but it doesn't matter. Let's double check, make sure we got the right shit in the right variable spot. There's a lot of variables over here. Adjusted workers, adjusted current, adjusted builders, current builders, workers, worker, everything says worker over here. So that's right. It's almost like we're not taking them off the So this is my worry: is the population at the improvement list is not. We're not. It's not a copy. But it seems like, let's see. It's back to this thing, the bane of my existence here. So we're making a new list from this other list. Is that gonna work? How are we gonna figure out that this is a problem here? So Fisher 1 has the right people, and Fisher 2 has the right people, but this is showing. Let's look one more time. Current builders number label, county improvement data, population at improvement dot count. Let's assume that list is copied right. Let's go. Let's go to the populate, because we haven't. I don't know how much I tested building two of the same thing. Let's go and see how we're removing. When we remove somebody, so what happens? Oh, maybe this is the problem. Okay, so when we're generating this list, I think this is the problem. Okay, so we get this list of everybody, but we haven't been removing them from where they were working before. So when before, it was always only checking for idle people. So they were already removed from their list or from their county improvement. But in this case, they are not removed from their county improvement. So what we need to do, what does this do? This just updates their activity. That's exactly what you would expect. Update work location. So it says they're working there. Their current update, current county improvement. That just does what you would expect there too. Add population to. Okay, so we're adding them to their population at county improvement, and we need to remove them first. Remove population from county improvement list. We need to remove them from whatever one they were on before. That's the problem, I think, is they're still on that other list. So I think we're actually. Yeah, that's also why the bug has been like weird. Is sometimes there's like we're adding them on and there's like 5 there, but then sometimes we're adding them on and there's 3 there because it can't go above 5, but it's yeah. Okay, so this is the problem. The problem is, I was looking at the time. Looking at the time because I was like, this feels like a 5-minute problem, but I have 30 minutes to solve it. Move county population. Okay. Where's that thing that we just had ChatGPT rewrite? So before, Damn, this is gonna be. It's not gonna be hard. It's just gonna be sketchy. Sketchy is the key here. Where are we going? Where are we? I gotta give ChatGPT that thing too. This is what is this thing? Copy county resource to yesterday. Okay. Where are we? We're in the right spot. Here we go. So then for assign sorted workers if there is room, but we got it before we do this, we got to go county population, remove from county improvements. Do we pass something in here? Makes activity idle and removes the population from the population at county. I guess that's fine. We don't give a shit if it's idle. You know, that might been the reason why. Hey, Joker, how's it going? I was talking about you earlier. I forgot. Oh, yeah. I had a bunch of bugs down here that I didn't notice. And then I hit play. And I lost the bugs. And they never came back. And I said if Joker was here, he would have pointed out that there was a bunch of bugs down there. The thing, what did I just click on here? Project camera override. Eating macaroni, crushing the bugs. You know, I haven't had any mac and cheese or spaghetti, any pasta in a very long time. And I should eat some. I just eat frozen pizzas and sandwiches and soup. Those are not all at once, obviously, because that would be disgusting. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be disgusting. How we can, yeah. We didn't mess with this. All right, I messed with it a little bit. I sound overdue. I feel overdue. I think that was all we had to do, was remove. Remove from county improvements. I think that's all we had to do. I think that's it. Well, we'll find out. All right, hopefully we get some unhelpful people. Drizzle it on the pizza. That does not sound good. That does not sound good at all. Fisher's Shed. Fisher's Shed. Population. Everyone's idle. It's 1 o'clock. Oh, man, was everyone helpful too? 5 and 4. Does not look like everyone is helpful. This number's wrong. This number is taking into account the number of... yeah, we got to fix that. It's on the list already to make this not include your heroes. But... okay, so we got these guys. We got 5 people working at 0 and 4 people working at 1. You know what we're going to do? Because I was actually talking to Joker about this one time. I was talking about... where was that shit? Build improvement. I was talking about how when you're playing a video game and you see a bunch of things numbered with the starting at 0, you know that the developer doesn't give a shit. So we're gonna make it so that this does not start with the number 0 for the next run here, because that would be a hypocrite. Okay, so we have 4. So let's prioritize this. Let this run till 1 a.m. So we have 5 and 5. That's wrong. So it should be that we have 4 and 4, or 4 and 5. This should be 5, this should be 4. They're not getting removed still correctly. So let's go back. Oh, did I not save it? Because that would be a problem. Well, I guess we're going to find out here. We're going to test this shit over and over and over and over and over again. Fisher's Shed. Dose Fisher's Sheds. Oh, and they did that thing. 1 and 2. Let 1 a.m. hit. Let's go to here. 0 and 0. And we have a bug. I think we can put a question mark here. Current county improvement. I think we can put it right there. And so what we're doing is we're checking if this is null, I think. And what happened is we just bugged out, so it didn't work. I think that will check if it's a null with a question mark. One day, 30 years from now, I'll be long dead. That would make me 80. 30 years of, oh my God, that sounds awful. Unless I was a vampire, since we're talking about vampirism earlier. Whoops, we don't need to go that far. 5 and 5. So that happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how was your break, Lord Mac? We were talking about dribbling soup on the top of pizza, which sounds disgusting to me. We're going to prioritize this guy. Let's take a screenshot of this and see if anything changed. We'll put that over there. And 5 and 5. No bugs. Nothing changed. But that doesn't mean it didn't work. Let's do frozen soup ball. I was assuming it was warm soup. Let's restart this and hope we get somebody who's, you know, we could have done it in a different province. We could do it in here because there's less people. And we could do 2 of these. And then we have 2 of these. We have 5 idle people. Let 1 o'clock happen. And now we have 5 on here and 0 there. All of them are working on 1. Remember, there's no 0 anymore. Let's go back to here. Let's kick. We're going to kick the prioritize. We're going to let this run till the morning. We have 5 and we have 0. Looking good. Let's see what this says. They're all working at 2. Let's go back to our other province. Province? Yes. County? County. County. This is a province. This is a county. Yeah. So these people are all oh, we have an unhelpful person, which is what we wanted because it's easier to test with an unhelpful person. Let's do a Fisher's Shed, and let's do a Fisher's Shed. Then we let this run till the morning. We have 5 people, and we have 4 people because there's the one unhelpful guy. Let's prioritize this. Let's double check this. We should probably put the county name or something in here. Let's take a screenshot of this to see if this changes. And let's get rid of this other screenshot. That's also another thing you should set, what the different territorial units are called. What do you mean? Yeah, it's counties and provinces. These are provinces. I know that's a state uh, in, real life, but I'm calling them provinces. Counties, provinces. Even though, you can actually see from this map, uh, this line here is a county from this map that I took. So like each one of these are counties. The problem is that when you like look at this has counties as well. Like see how they're smaller, and then when you get to like Kansas, I don't know if there's one. Yeah, like look at that. And look at they're crazy. Yeah. Like look at Pawnee. And like it's crazy. But yeah, I still can't decide if I want to make them smaller or not. The big fear is performance later. The more provinces, CK3 has like 2,500 provinces, but people are always complaining about performance on that game. So, mine will probably have about 500 from the map or from the napkin math that I've done. What were we doing here? We were testing this thing, and we're gonna go to here, and we just prioritized it. So it's at 4 now, and it should in the morning of the next day kick over. And now we have 5 and 4. So this is working. I guess we can just let this build. It really would have been nice if I connected the construction progress before this. We'll just chill out here and let it go. I really think we can get rid of this stuff though. This is just to test other things. The event log. So it's kind of interesting. I can see So what it's doing though is it's reassigning everyone every day to the prioritized thing. So what we can do with that is if the county improvement prioritize equals true and county improvements data current workers no people at improvement, what is it called? And people population at improvement, let's do this here, dot count is less than adjusted why does everything have to be so complicated? Why can't it be easy? This will work for the building part, but we need it to also work with the completed county improvement, the adjusted builders, adjusted workers. So basically, we don't need it to do this crap unless there's people not working there. And right now, it's doing it every day, and I don't think that's necessary. So what we need to do here is that same gibberish that ChatGPT wrote. Adjusted. Can I just copy you? Can I just copy you and then put you here. Can I just do this? Well, is this gonna work? KD. It doesn't give a shit about my control K and my control D. Then this would be max workers. And then this would be back up here. Okay, so if the prioritize is true and the population count is less than the max workers, then we assign workers to it. Otherwise, it's already got the full people. Like, don't fuck with it. Why are you fucking with it? It's already filled with people. And that only happened because I happened to have this typed in here while this was running that I noticed that. Let's try this again. There's probably some unforeseen consequence that I haven't thought about. But then I think I'm going to call it a. We're only got 12 minutes left. Man, yesterday was miserable. My brain just would not get into programming mode. Let's do Fisher's Shed again. Fisher's Shed again. Let's close that. Let's let it run to 1 a.m. So we got 4 at 2 and 5 at 1. Looks good. Let's prioritize this guy. So the first day at 1 a.m., it should readjust everybody. 5 and 4, which is perfect. And then we just got to make sure that this isn't flopping around in the... Oh! What are you doing? Why are you adjusting something? 5, 4. That's the same, but why are you adjusting something? You're not prioritized. Who are these people? Wait, at a garden? I don't give a fuck about gardens. That was some AI thing happened. People are starving or something. Who are these people? Who are these people? Is working at Fisher's Shed. Let's let this roll for a minute here. Okay, so then let's put it back. Let's put it on this one because this will cause a change. There, they just changed. Let's check this. 1 should have 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something has gone wrong. Whoops, wrong button. Oh, they're both prioritized. So this is the thing that I was talking or kind of half mentioning way at the back in the beginning. It's gonna get, if you just start prioritizing everything, it kind of just goes back to, it's like, yeah, whatever. You gotta unprioritize. You gotta use it sparingly, otherwise you're just gonna whatever. Okay, so it assigned 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, did I not let enough time pass? I think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 is still at 5. Prioritize is off. I don't think this is working right. Let's make sure. One more morning to go by. Yeah, it didn't work. So why? This one's at less than, and it's prioritized. So it should have... I'm sleepy too, and it's noon. It's 12:40. I always take a nap after I stream. Not always, but 90% of the time. And generally, it's like a 30-minute nap, and I like flop around and like twitch and stuff. Uh, all right, man. Have a good evening. Good sleep. Thank you for dropping by. So it should add everyone to this list. Maybe it just coincidentally 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was much more productive today than yesterday. So we have this list of possible workers, which at this point it should be pretty much everyone here for this particular thing, except for this person, Jennifer Hughes. She should not be on the list, but it should be basically everyone at this point. Then we go through this, so we get this. This is the get the prioritized workers list. And then check for prioritized improvements from the under construction list. So this thing's still in the under construction list. If the status is under construction, this gibberish and the population at the thing is less than we assign the workers to it. We remove them from the old one and we update all this stuff. Remaining workers slots. Okay, so here's the problem, or here's a problem. So it's not how it's getting this. It's getting it from this count, but this count is isn't being this isn't being taken into effect. We're subtracting this, but this isn't. We need to take them off of the old one first, because right now it thinks that there's 5 in there. When it hits this, because there was 5, I think remaining workers slots, max workers. Possible workers take. This take thing's kind of interesting. Remove from county improvement. Update activity. Update work. Okay, so we need to somehow remove this before we do this, but we don't know this until. So what we need to do. No, this would be wrong as well. What is this a, no, it just does this for loop down here. And it's got this, so we have the possible workers list. We have the max workers is going to be this adjusted thing. Depending on this, which in this case it's 5. But we already have, see this population at the improvement count is 5. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's just different because we haven't removed them yet. I think. Yeah, so we hit prioritize on here. It has 4. Maybe that's not the issue. Maybe I'll call it a day here. And then, yeah. 5 minute, what did I say, 5 minutes? And then I was like, but I have 30 minutes. This is less than this. So that's less than that. So it should be, whoops. It's under construction. The max workers is the adjusted max builders. And it sorts the list. So the adjusted max workers is 5. But I don't think we've taken the person off the list, is the problem. We could put a thing in here. It's going to be hard to... it's going to be hard to tell. We're going to have to, like, to get the same exact issue happening again. You know, I think I'm just going to call it a day. But let me finish this one last thing. Improvement name. But I do think it's this, and this happens too early. Or too late, I mean. This is happening after, because they're like, I think that's what's going on. I guess I'm testing this again. I keep saying I'm done, and I still have to push code, and I need to put a note in about where I'm leaving off here for next time. Oh, we got a bug. It's that weird unhandled thing. The unhandled thing. Fisher's shed. Hopefully we have a unhelpful person. We'll let everybody jump in. Looks like we got a couple of unhelpful people, which is nice. 1 has 5, 2 has 3, which is what we want. We want to prioritize this. We'll kick this over a day here. So now it's over here. I think it has to do with the order of the list. So this is right, but then we want to unprioritize this, and we want to prioritize that. And then let this run. I was about to say, it's probably going to work fine now. Maybe I had them both prioritized again? I don't think I did. Yeah, now it's working fine, of course. I'm going to put a note in. We don't need this. We're going to say double check that prioritizing the same. If they were both checked, that might have been the issue. Prioritizing one of the same improvements works. It seems like sometimes they don't prioritize. Okay, here we go. Put this up here. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Godot 4.4 Dev 3 will be out next time and won't have any catastrophic bugs. So there's that. We can push this code to scouting equipment. Really? Is that what we're still working on? So long. How did we get on all this other crap? Oh, because we needed to improve this panel, and the panel is, yeah. Scouting equipment. What did we do today? Our prioritize button is working. So we think. Sometimes, most of the time. Oh my God. Okay. And there we are. And we are all set for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Nice meeting, everyone. And I will talk